Today we're talking about a lighting setup. In particular, we're talking about the Zhiyun MOLUS G300, which is a studio light, and actually as of right now is powering this side of the room to light up this side of my face and works as a key light. You can of course use it as a flat light if you wanted to as well, but as you remember from our Zhiyun CF100 Cinepeer tube light that we did a review of, that was the first part of the setup that we used, and that's to the left hand side here, and this is the key light, and then that completes our total lighting setup. Now the MOLUS G300 is not your average go-to generic studio light. This isn't cheap by any means because it is catered for the premium high end of what a studio light can offer. So it costs around about £600, euros or dollars. You can also add the addition of a C-stand, which we have on here, and the 90 centimeter Parabolic softbox, which again we have here to diffuse the light to give you that lovely cool effect to the side of your face, and that gives you that more cinematic aesthetic look when you're setting up and you're filming your content. But let's talk about the MOLUS G300 as a whole and some of its incredibly powerful features. So I've broken out the phone because there's so much to talk about the G300. I don't want to miss a trick. So first, let's talk about weight. 1.56 kg total weight. That does not include the softbox, just to put that out there. A peak brightness of 300 watts. Now, I will preface the 300 watts with something else. You can actually, if you double hold down both of the buttons, which I'll show you now in the B-roll, you can actually pick this up 500 watts, and honestly the brightness is insane. But the idea here is that it'll be great for those people who are looking to shoot in really dark environments and trying to get a wider field of view from a single light setup. It is perfect for that as well, and that counts at achieves 20,300 lux of luminance as well, which is wild. Then you can get cabling as far as 7.5 meters as well. So if you're connecting it further away and you're bringing light closer, that works as well. And then it has a ton of other modes as well, which can be up to 14 lighting effects for the MOLUS G300. But one of the key things I would say that I really love, and I'm going to show you right now, is you can actually control the entirety of this light via an app. So hypothetically, it is off right now, which is pretty weird because it makes things quite dark, but boom, it is just that quick. It is just that quick. And you can adjust things like the brightness, as you can see here. There you go. And then the color temperature as well. So that's like a warmer glow. Hello there. And then that's the brightest, and that is at 5600 Kelvin. So you can set that yourself. And there's a ton of other features within the app that allow you to set it up. You can actually create essentially a room setup that allows the app to control various components of the Zhiyun range, which is incredible and insane. You do, what I would say is, if you're gonna use the light on a traditional, so we've got a pretty decent C-stand here, which is heavyweight with sandbags, so that's key. That means that the light will balance reasonably well. I would say that you would need a slightly larger room, because if you are going to use a softbox, it does take up quite a bit of space. But also the 1.6 kg, if you've got a sort of and I don't mean to be disparaging, a cheaper stand, it won't work as well because it needs something a bit more weighty, a bit more powerful to sort of keep it straight up without falling down, I guess is the best way to describe it. But overall, let's talk about the build quality of the MOLUS G300. And essentially you're getting here is, although it is plastic, it is incredibly well built. It's super sturdy, looks like it could take a few hits. And what I would say as well, the plastic is actually advantageous because when it comes to venting, because it's running so warm, when it's venting out that air, it's actually better for it to be plastic rather than metal. So if you're going to interact with that after you close it down, say you're packing away from a studio shoot, or you're packing away from a location wherever because you just shot a few things and you want to move on to your next place, packing that way means it will be cooler much quicker. In fact, it's cool throughout than it would be if you weren't if it wasn't plastic and say it was aluminium or metal. So factor that in as well. Everything else makes the MOLUS G300 a super easy one to set up. It does have the Bowens connection as well on it, just to put that out there. So if you're looking to get a parabolic softbox from Zhiyun, which we have, or you have one and you will look at just upgrade your lighting setup, it will support that as well, as long as it has the Bauer and Wilkins connection piece, which generally most do have. What I would say though, in terms of everything else, build quality, support, setting up is incredibly easy. We haven't really shown you because it's literally plug in, connect, go. It took 2 minutes, took as long as to unbox it than did to actually set it up, so we'll put that out there as well. And then the control box itself, it does come with a strap that allows you to strap it to an actual stand if you wanted to. If you didn't want to, that's also okay. You can just use it independently on its own, as we have done, just so you're aware. Overall though, the Zhiyun G300 is incredible value for money. Now you're probably thinking, value for money, it's £600. Yes, that is true. But what I would say is you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. This isn't just your generic studio light. This will cater for pretty much every single scenario you can think of, and you can use it as a flat light, as a key light, or if you wanted to, you can use it to power a much wider environment with a max power output. So factor that in. We do have links in description as well that take you directly to the Zhiyun website for all of our products as well. So keep that in mind. There's nothing else to say. Thank you to Zhiyun for sponsoring this video and for supplying the goods. Until the next one, as always, we out.